A young nurse, Emily, sits in her cozy apartment scrolling through a dating app on her phone. Her eyes light up as she sees a profile picture of a handsome soldier, Jake, smiling in uniform. Emily and Jake exchange messages on their phones, their smiles growing wider with each text. Emily blushes and giggles, clearly infatuated with Jake's charm. Emily and Jake meet in person for the first time at a romantic candlelit dinner. Jake, wearing casual clothes, walks with a slight limp, and Emily looks at him with admiration and concern. A montage of Emily and Jake's whirlwind romance unfolds, holding hands in a park, laughing over coffee, and finally, Jake down on one knee presenting a ring to Emily, who tearfully says yes. Emily and Jake stand before a judge in a small courthouse, exchanging vows. They kiss passionately as they are pronounced husband and wife. Jake, now living in Emily's apartment, opens a drawer, revealing Emily's credit cards. He takes them with a sly grin and begins making online purchases. Emily comes home from a long day at work to find Jake on the couch, surrounded by packages. She looks confused but smiles as Jake reassures her with a kiss. Jake continues to make extravagant purchases, a new car, expensive electronics, and luxurious vacations. Emily starts to notice her credit card bills piling up. Emily confronts Jake about the mounting debt. He hugs her tightly, whispering sweet reassurances, and promises to take care of everything. One day, Emily comes home to find Jake and all his belongings gone. She frantically searches the apartment, her heart racing as she realizes he's disappeared. Emily sits at her kitchen table, tears streaming down her face as she looks at the mountain of credit card bills and debt collection notices. Emily files a missing person report at the police station. An officer takes her statement while she clutches a photo of Jake in his uniform. Emily receives a call from the police, informing her that Jake has been found dead in a remote, rented cabin. She drops the phone, shocked and devastated. Emily arrives at the cabin, surrounded by police tape. She sees Jake's lifeless body being carried out on a stretcher, and she collapses in grief. The police investigate the cabin, uncovering multiple fake IDs and evidence of Jake's 6 different identities. Emily watches in disbelief as the truth unfolds. Emily meets with a detective who explains that Jake was a con man, not a soldier. She looks at the evidence, her face a mix of anger and heartbreak. Emily visits Jake's grave, standing alone with a bouquet of flowers. She places them gently on the ground and whispers a tearful goodbye. Emily begins the long process of rebuilding her life, starting with paying off the debt Jake left behind. She works extra shifts and takes on side jobs. Emily sits at her desk, surrounded by bills and a detailed budget plan. She takes a deep breath and starts making phone calls to debt collectors. Emily meets with a financial advisor who helps her create a plan to manage and pay off her debt. She looks determined as she takes notes and sets goals. Emily starts attending a support group for victims of fraud. She shares her story with the group, finding comfort and strength in their empathy and support. Emily begins to heal, focusing on self-care and personal growth. She takes up yoga, journaling, and spends more time with friends and family. Emily stands in front of a mirror, wearing her nurse uniform. She smiles at her reflection, feeling confident and empowered to face the future. Emily receives a letter from the bank, notifying her that one of her credit cards has been paid off. She celebrates the small victory with a happy dance. Emily continues to work hard, gradually paying off her remaining debt. She keeps a positive attitude, knowing that she is taking control of her life. Emily's friends throw her a surprise party to celebrate her progress. They cheer and hug her, showing their love and support. Emily stands in her apartment, looking at a wall covered in motivational quotes and pictures of her journey. She smiles, feeling proud of how far she's come. Emily receives a call from a detective, informing her that they have found the person who wanted Jake dead. Emily listens intently, her face a mix of emotions. Emily meets with the detective, who explains that Jake's killer was one of his former victims seeking revenge. Emily feels a sense of closure knowing the truth. Emily visits the grave of the man who was Jake, placing a final flower and walking away with a sense of peace and resolution. Emily continues to thrive in her nursing career, earning a promotion for her hard work and dedication. She smiles proudly as her colleagues congratulate her. Emily's story is featured in a local news segment, raising awareness about the dangers of con artists and how to protect oneself. Emily speaks confidently, sharing her experience. Emily starts a blog to help others who have been victims of fraud, offering advice and support. She receives messages of gratitude from readers who find solace in her words. Emily stands in her kitchen, cooking a healthy meal. She looks around her apartment, now free of clutter and debt, feeling a sense of accomplishment. Emily adopts a rescue dog, finding joy and companionship in her new furry friend. She takes the dog for a walk in the park, both of them looking happy and content. Emily reconnects with old friends, rebuilding her social life and finding happiness in the company of those who truly care about her. Emily marks the final payment of her debt on a calendar, celebrating with a small party with her closest friends. They toast to her resilience and strength. Emily takes a solo trip to the beach, enjoying the serenity and reflecting on her journey. She watches the sunset, feeling hopeful for the future. Emily volunteers at a local shelter, giving back to the community and finding fulfillment in helping others. Emily attends a financial literacy workshop, eager to continue learning and ensuring she stays financially secure in the future. Emily starts dating again, cautiously but optimistically. She meets a kind and genuine man who respects her and supports her goals. Emily and her new partner enjoy simple, meaningful moments together, cooking dinner, hiking, and sharing laughter. Their relationship is built on trust and mutual respect. Emily receives a letter from the bank, notifying her that her credit score has significantly improved. She smiles, knowing her hard work has paid off. Emily stands in front of a classroom, giving a presentation on financial literacy and fraud prevention. She speaks with confidence, inspiring others with her story. Emily and her new partner move in together, carefully planning their finances and future. They create a home filled with love and trust. Emily receives an award for her advocacy work, recognized for her efforts in helping others avoid financial fraud. She stands on stage, accepting the award with pride. Emily looks out at the city skyline from her apartment window, feeling a sense of peace and accomplishment. She knows she has overcome immense challenges and emerged stronger. Emily writes the final entry in her blog, reflecting on her journey and expressing gratitude for the support she received. She signs off with hope and encouragement for her readers. Emily and her partner adopt a child, expanding their family with love and joy. They sit together, reading a bedtime story, creating new memories and a bright future.